Hi, everyone. Welcome to Algolia's DevCon. Today, we'll be presenting on how we took our project from hackathon to MVP to build a smarter beauty search. I'm Cicely Brown. I am a software engineer and one of the founding technical contributors at the Recess Academy.
Hi, everyone. I'm Camille Camejo, founder, CTO, and engine architect at Spectral Theory Tech and Wellness Innovation Incubator, and we are your platform architects today. First, from hackathon to MVP, our first version was completed during Web Dev Challenge Season 2, Episode 6 in June 2025. As you can see on the screen, that's Sicily and I, where we are highlighting exactly how we plugged in Algolia into our app that we built in 4 hours with AI in order to construct the future of e-commerce.
So, the challenge that we chose to approach was skincare shopping complexities. One of the reasons we chose to solve this problem is because personally, anytime I'm looking for products, they always advertise things like the best skin ever. And the second step to trying to figure out what's actually good for me is by looking at those products. But as a novice to this field, I don't understand what any of these ingredients are. So, what we wanted to build was a site that would help users shop for products to actually solve their skincare concerns versus just buying random products based on things that are going viral on TikTok. And so the big picture here is to be able to shop with confidence rather than just guesswork to find products that best serve you. And on top of that, save money by purchasing products that will really solve your skincare concerns. And so our solution here was to take this confusion and provide clarity for myself and for other shoppers. The first step with that was allowing users to be able to search for concerns rather than searching for face wash or serums. What am I actually targeting? Dry skin. That's where Algolia came in. We were able to plug in products to Algolia, users are able to search for products. The second layer of that was using Gemini as a translator. We were able to get the most relevant products to solve dry skincare concerns, but we used Gemini as that translator to really be able to explain to users why this product was recommended.
So for our first MVP, we decided to include features like ingredient lookup and an AI chatbot that would allow you to connect the dots between the products that are being returned initially based on their ingredients and also be able to add this product to your cart. So simple e-commerce shopping. However, Algolia is still powering this by providing this instant search, basic indexing, and default ranking to not only consolidate the database searching experience, but really leverage the power that minimizes the energy needed to get that data returned to you. And you can find out more again by scanning that QR code and seeing our episode on Code TV on YouTube.
All right, and so now we'll go ahead and move into our demo to show exactly what this looks like from start to finish. Let's say, for example, as we mentioned earlier, that I'm searching for products that will solve dry skin. The first three are the top hits from Algolia, the ones that they're saying, like, hey, these will definitely solve that issue. And the first thing that we can do is go ahead and analyze that recommendation. What's happening right now behind the scenes is that it's taking this product along with its ingredients to explain why it was a hit based on the user's concern. So, as you can see here, this product contains lactic acid and glycerin. Those help with dryness. But on top of that, we also fed in the search engine to give reminders about using the product. So, it's not just about what's good for it, it's about ways to use the product, important things to keep in mind. So, for example, when you're using lactic acid, make sure to use sunscreen because when you're using lactic acid, that's going to make you a little more sensitive to the sun. And so, not only are you getting the products that work best for your concern, you're also getting those like tips to know really how do I use this product. We'll look at one more recommendation and then we'll finish out our presentation. And so the second recommendation that we got, as we see here, I am not sure how to say this ingredient, but we see that it has mineral oil and however you pronounce this, which will help with moisture as well. And then something else to be mindful of is cleansing thoroughly to make sure your pores aren't getting clogged by these products. And we'll stop our demo here and continue our presentation.
MVP 2.0, as Sicily just demoed for us, introduces us to a new experience that skincare AI now can provide to Sicily, which is now from the front end point of view, she can search and receive a more personalized discovery experience. There's more of an insight around those ingredients, and then also smarter recommendations for her purchases. And Algolia still used that robust instant search feature. We also included synonyms, searchable attributes, and ranking and rating to enhance this experience even more. You can check out our live demo to test out this web app on therecesstheory.com. Now going for behind the build with data ranking and filters in practice.
All right. So one of the ways that we optimize search was by plugging in those searchable attributes. As we said from the beginning, what we want users to be able to do is find products based on their concerns, not just looking for face wash or serum. So that's was the first thing that we're searching by, the skincare concerns and the primary benefit of that. Additionally, what you'll notice here on the bottom is that we also added in ingredients because as I've gotten more well versed with working with skincare products, I kind of know the things that I need to use. For example, I have some dark spots. I know niacinamide, things with that will help to treat those. And so I can also search just directly by niacinamide to find those products. Either way, depending on if I want to search directly by concern, by the benefit, I'm still able to get the smarter results based on my needs. Another way that we optimized search was by using synonyms. Again, when I first got started with trying to find products for my concerns, I would say things like dry skin, but the more I learned, I got to learn some technical terms like xeroderma, for example. So whether I'm at the beginning of my journey or where I am now with kind of knowing the things that I need, still able to get those best products because Algolia has a built-in search that regardless of the specific term that you use, it's able to attach meaning to provide a recommendation. So, the last way that we optimized search was by sorting based on ranking and rating. For starters, keep in mind that we wanted this to be something to where we're getting products based on science, not hype. So what we wanted to target first were products with the most active ingredients, ingredients that actually address those skincare concerns. And then on top of that, what we also wanted were products with fewer filler ingredients. If the ingredient isn't solving much, we don't want a product with that in it because it's just kind of taking up space with the ingredients that can be used for the product. We want to make sure that we have the most potent products being returned. And then on top of that, rating was used as that tiebreaker. In addition to the number of ingredients showing which products are the most relevant, we also wanted to factor in rating. That way, users are also seeing products that have worked for other users, in addition to having the ones with the strongest ingredients. And so, with Algolia as a search engine, we were able to feed it lots of products, including their ingredients. From there, we were able to search with using synonyms and attributes for specific products to target those concerns. And those products were returned to us in order of what was most relevant to address the skincare concerns, which led to having skincare products that truly address those skincare concerns.
And now for the user interface configuration in order to display these products in a user friendly way. We utilize custom functions for pagination and grid display for our project. As you can see on the right, this is an example of how a grid might display, but the data doesn't show up that way in the backend. It might be a JSON file that's returned, etc. But what our front end did, we used React. And in React, we built out a grid that would receive as we called, hits from Algolia. Those hits would be the return products that aligned with the filtered criteria. And so now that we've received those hits, we now want to display it in this grid. And we use a simple CSS that was in the back end of React. On the front end, we can see here, we created a custom function hit grid. We receive those on top hits. And as soon as they change, this React function will then use this effect to return a grid and make sure that no matter how many products are returned, they fit into a grid with 3 products per row so that you'll see the most relevant products instantly. For part 2 of our user interface configuration, we use a custom search bridge with React. What this feature did was it allowed for when Sycily is typing into that search bar for that information and those characters to be received from Algolia in a dynamic fashion. That means that with each letter that she is searching, Algolia will return aligning products with her concerns. What we did was we connected that search bridge to our hit grid and allowed to display a set number of returned Algolia hits per page. And we can see here in the second section, we created a custom pagination function as well.
All right, so enhancing Algolia by creating a full AI support system. Again, we've used Algolia as the engine. We'll talk now how we used Gemini on top of Algolia. So, Gemini was used as our translator to make more informed product purchases. Again, all the products were held in Algolia. All Gemini was used for was to translate that to the user to give them a human friendly description on why this product was good for them. Why do these ingredients matter? Being able to have that knowledgeable search is what really built that confidence in finding the right products. All right, so now we'll move into how we enhanced Algolia search through prompt engineering. Again, here's a quick display of just what that return from Algolia will look like when you search by your concern. The next stage that happens is prompt engineering with Gemini. So the way that this was done is that we fed it a prompt. Gemini is going to receive the user concern along with the ingredients in the product. Now, outside of Algolia, Gemini also has a knowledge base with various skincare ingredients and their concerns. For example, here we have salicylic acid. What we see are the concerns it addresses and the potential side effects and what to avoid combining it with. That's how we were able to get the return that included what the ingredients in the product were good for and other additional tips on how to use the product. We see here the skincare benefits, the star ingredients, and why this product was recommended.
Our key takeaways from prototype to personalization from our MVP 2.0, we were able to return this user friendly product list as well as a recommendation. On the back end, we used Algolia to prioritize concerns plus the ingredients, providing a relevance to the search. And then Gemini was used to return meaningful insights, providing a ton of clarity to the user experience. This then allowed for more trust in the brands that we purchase in the end.
And now, key takeaways from a developer's perspective with using Algolia. So, with the hackathon, we had just 4 hours and we were still able to build something quick to show that this idea was possible. Then, when we had more time, we were able to build a fully scalable MVP, being able to optimize and make it more personalized to solve real skincare needs. And with Algolia as an engine, we had something that has a powerful foundation, but also is built for personalization. All right. Thank you again. I'm Cicely Brown. If you guys want to connect on LinkedIn, go ahead and follow me on the left.
And thank you so much for joining us. I'm Camille Camejo, and you can follow me on LinkedIn on the right.
Bye.
Bye.